Hang on. I don't know. I think
No, talk about all that fancy coffee.
that's what it is.
Oof.
This lemonade. Let me tell you, lemonade cream shake.
I don't know. That's a tough way to start the morning.
Bill Geiger, you got to try this out, man. It's Indiana in the morning. It's WCCS. All right, let's quit fooling around here because we got serious stuff to talk about with Bill.
We do.
And our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Now, normally when we talk about the multiphasic blood testing that Indiana Rotary brings to the community every year,
Right.
it's earlier in the year that we're doing this.
Yeah, we've done it in March for years and years. We've been doing this program actually for over 30 years. Or very different with various different providers. But we've been doing the blood testing service, and usually in February or March, early in the year. Doctors kind of think like that, but the pandemic kind of messed up our schedule, and so at least the last couple of years we've been offering it, but in early summer in June, and that's what we're doing this year as well.
Yeah, and so it's coming up very soon.
It's coming up in just a week and a half, Saturday, June 17th. Just one Saturday in the morning, 6 to 10 a.m. at the Indiana Mall. So that's, coming up. We're trying to get people who, especially folks who've done it in the past, who find it a really helpful service to know that it's coming up. We have a date, and also folks who maybe haven't used this service before, but need affordable blood testing from their doctors. This is a way they can get that.
All right, so let's explain the whole concept to them.
Sure. So this is AMBA, which stands for, we call AMBA blood testing. That's kind of redundant. AMBA stands for Annual Multiphasic Blood Analysis. I guess multiphasic means it tests a bunch of stuff. So this is sort of your routine panel of blood tests that a doctor might order, just sort of to check for just kind of how ongoing things are working as far as they can tell from blood tests. And we have an outside group come in and provide the testing. It's Quest Diagnostics, which provides tons and tons of medical testing services to hospitals and doctors all over the country. But they also have this program where they go into communities and provide the testing on site. And so folks come, they call, they make a reservation, and part of that is to get a time slot. Part of that is to make sure that their doctor will approve them getting their test there. The testing company has to have a doctor to send the results to, along with the patient. So they have to call a number and register, and folks come in, get their blood tested, and we're back to giving them light refreshments afterwards. We couldn't do that during the heat of the pandemic, but now we'll have some light refreshments. Folks who want to stay around for a couple of minutes, get a donut, some orange juice or something, we'll have that available as well.
So this is things like your cholesterol levels, your lipids, your triglycerides, all of those lovely things.
Cholesterol, all these things. Creatinine, I guess that's a kidney function thing. Hemoglobin. There's dozens of these standard tests, and there are a few extra tests that if your doctor wants you to get are also available at an extra fee beyond the base fee. Things like a PSA test. If your doctor wants you to get an annual PSA test, that can be added on for an extra fee, and a few others. But it's mostly this kind of standard annual panel of tests.
So for folks who want to take part in this, what do they need to do?
Sure. So there's an 800 number they can call. It's 1-800-234-8888. And they'll when you call that number, the first thing you'll get is you get put on hold and you'll get a recording. And just be patient. The recording is just kind of telling you about various services that this company offers. But eventually you'll get a live person, and that's when you need to pay attention. The recording is just information. And then you get a live person. It'll ask your name and your doctor and that sort of thing. And if you're in the system, if you've gotten tests from them before, that might go a little faster, but it doesn't take long. It takes about 5 minutes.
Yeah. So before somebody makes that call, do they need to see their doctor, or is that something that comes afterward?
Not necessarily. There are quite a few doctors in the community that have approved this company to provide annual testing to their patients, and so if you call them and you say, "Who's your doctor?" and my doctor is Dr. Bob Smith, they'll check and say, oh, well, Dr. Smith has approved this testing service, so you can get your annual testing through us. Otherwise, you might have to get a script from your doctor, but they'll sort that out with you in the phone call. They'll find out if you need to go to your doctor and get an actual physical script, or if your doctor has approved his or her patients to just routinely get the testing through this service.
They will take you right through the whole
Yes,
process. So you start with that phone call, and again, that number was
1-800-234-8888.
very easy number to remember. That's
It
good.
should be, yeah.
And that's a good thing. All right. So and then the test results, as you said, are shared with your doctor and with you.
Right. You have to fill out an extra little form when you register if you want the results to be sent to you. I mean, the standard practice is your doctor sees them. As with most medical tests, they want to make sure that the doctor who's trained in analyzing what those numbers mean gets the results, so you don't see those numbers and perhaps read something incorrect into them. But you can also have the results sent to you and just fill out an extra little form, and they'll send you a copy to your home as well.
So these tests are available for men and for women. We haven't said where, have we?
It's at I don't know what we call the open space anymore, but the open space at the mall, one of the open spaces at next to K Jewelers.
Right there in the center. Of the mall.
They do a lot of, the mall is very gracious in offering that space to a lot of community service projects, and we're the ones we've been grateful to for them to offer this space to us for the last several years. And the mall opens up to walkers at 6 o'clock. I think the entrance by the DMV office.
Okay.
I know that door opens at 6 for walkers, and there's another one. I can't think of which one, but the stores don't open that early, but they do open the mall for walkers, and so folks come in and come right to the location or having the testing. And having pre-registered, we'll have to take a bit more information, take a little bit of their money, and we'll get them set up for their tests.
Yeah. Hours for that Saturday are from
So
when to when?
it's 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., but they do have to call, make a reservation, and I think they're back in the practice of scheduling you for a particular time. So you might want to come in right at 6, and that may or may not be taken. You might have to come at 6:30, but give them a call, and they'll give you a time slot somewhere in that. And if you ask for a particular time, I'm sure they'll try to accommodate close to that time as much as they're able.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So people have done this, as you said, for literally decades.
Yes, absolutely.
Here in Indiana County, and it's been a service offered by Rotary, and because of it, people are used to it. But as you said, the pandemic sort of shuffled everybody's schedule around a little bit.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's good to get reestablished with this wonderful program, because it really is for folks. It's an affordable way to do something that could otherwise be pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's especially if insurance doesn't cover this test. Not some insurances don't cover this test every year. Kind of depends on your insurance and your age and your health. And so, especially if you don't have insurance, this is very affordable. But even with insurance, a lot of times this after your copay, you might end up paying about the same thing anyway. And this is just so convenient. You make your make your reservation ahead of time. You come in, doesn't take but a few minutes to get you signed in, and waiting times have been pretty short the last number of years, and get you on your way.
Sort of reminds us as well that we ought to be seeing our doctors on a regular basis anyway.
Absolutely. I've been very blessed in my work and having really good health insurance, and covers his annual well visits. But I encourage folks, if they can, to really do that. It's just a great thing to just check in, make sure everything's, all the parts are working the way they're supposed to, and if they're not, see if you can do something about it.
Bill Geiger is with us this morning. We talk Indiana Rotary, and the multiphasic blood testing is back. It's going to be June 17th, 6 to 10 a.m. at the Indiana Mall. And make your call to 800-234-8888. It's just that easy.
Yeah, let's probably talk about the cost real quickly. It's $42 for the basic panel. That's the basic group of tests. And we charge a $5 administrative fee, and after our modest expenses, that fee goes to our charitable projects in the community, giving out dictionaries to third graders. That was in the paper just the last week, that project we've been doing for many years, and some of our other projects. The money we get from that helps to fund those projects.
It does what Rotary does.
Absolutely.
Helps you do what Rotary does, and it's a wonderful job that you do here in Indiana County service projects all the time, and maybe we don't hear all that much about them, but they're happening.
Well, we try to get the word out, let your light shine. People can see your good works. And so we try to do it not to bring attention to what we're doing, but just to try to encourage everybody to get involved in their community. Folks do a lot and to make the community a better place, and we're all about encouraging and facilitating people being involved in the community and strengthening it.
800-234-8888. It's going to be happening on June 17th at the Indiana Mall. And Bill, anything else folks need to know about?
You'll come, bring your, they'll tell you, but you'll need to fast the night before. So brace yourself for that. You won't be able to eat anything after dinner Friday night if you're coming in for your tests.
All right, very good. Appreciate it, Bill.
Thank you, Todd.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's